Hey guys, welcome back to Grandview Kids TV episode number 11. Now last week I shared with you a little bit about how we are unique. We are made unique from each other, but even though we're unique, we are created with the same purpose. And that purpose, that goal in our life is to glorify God. And see, I want to share today with you a little bit more about our uniqueness. See, in Genesis chapter 1, God created the world. He created the world and he filled the world with different living things. He created plants and trees and he created animals, and then ultimately he created humans. He made Adam and Eve. And see, even then, when God created everything, he said something, and I want to read that to you. Starting in verse 26 of Genesis chapter 1. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. See, what makes us different, what separates us from animals and plants and anything else that's living on earth, is that we are created in God's image. Every single human carries God's image. We are image bearers of God. And that puts value on our lives. See, being an image bearer of God means a lot of things, but a couple things it can do is that it gives us a unique ability to have a deeper relationship with God, something that animals can't do. But we can have that relationship with God. See, when God created Adam and Eve, they had that relationship with him. They had a close relationship and friendship with God. But you might know the story 2 chapters later. In Genesis chapter 3, Adam and Eve messed up. They sinned. They broke God's law, and they broke that relationship they had with God. And if you don't know that part of the story, I think you will know this next part. We talk about it in church all the time, about how God fixed that relationship, how he sent Jesus to fix that relationship so that we can be true image bearers of God and reflect his image even better and become more like him as we live our lives. See, we are image bearers of God. We have value. Our lives mean something. It means we can glorify God in how we live our lives. We can point people to God in how we live our lives. Now, I don't have anything else to share with you, but I have a challenge for you. And that challenge is to think about what it means to be an image bearer of God. Think about things that you can do to worship God that maybe some animals or some other living things on earth might not be able to. Whatever that might be, think about that. And when you figure out something you can do to worship God that other things in creation cannot, why don't you worship God with that? Maybe it's singing praises. You can sing songs to praise God and worship God. If that's what you thought of, then do it. Why don't you do it? Worship God through singing songs to him. You can do it on Sunday, but you don't have to wait till then. You don't have to do it when Pastor Jacob is leading us in music and worship to God. You can do it on your own. You don't even need instruments. You can just sing to God. So try thinking of something that you can do that other things in creation cannot do, that is unique for humans to be able to do, and worship God through that.